the afternoon.
If I know that in this hotel room they have food every day, and I'm knocking on the door every day to eat, and they open the door, let me see the party, let me see like them throwing salami all over the, I mean just like throwing food around. But they're telling me there's no food in here. You know what I'm saying? Every day, I'm standing outside trying to sing my way in. You know what I'm saying? We are hungry, please let us in. We are hungry, please let us in. After about a week, that song is going to change to we hungry, we need some food. After 2-3 weeks, it's like, you know, give me all the food, breaking out the door. And after a year, then you just like, you know what I'm saying? I'm picking the lock, coming through the door, blast.
Hello, and welcome to the Swag and Frisco Show. Necessary Unnecessary Podcast. I'm your host, Holy Scum Millionaire Bum. This is your host, Frisco.
In the building.
So today, we're going to talk about the Purge. Now, we named this the Purge because of the lawlessness going on around the country. It's not necessarily pertaining to the Purge in Chicago, the new laws they have, or the movie. It's just a sense of lawlessness. Right? So, over the past couple of years, we've been seeing a lot of videos about teens running out of high-end stores, Home Depot, CVS. Like, I've seen it in person, I've seen the videos, and it's just a mass movement of shoplifting is what they calling it. $38 billion worth in the last year, countrywide. So, I have a lot of thoughts on the Purge, but we're going to get right into it, man. Frisco.
Yes.
Have you seen the videos?
I have. I find them very disturbing. Also because being from San Francisco, a lot of things have shut down. Businesses went out of business and people have lost jobs, income, resources. It's just not a good look. Sorry, my voice is a little raspy. But San Francisco, Oakland, the whole Bay Area itself is it's going down. And crime is going up, rent is going up, not enough jobs. Even when you do get a job, you still don't make enough. You can make $20 an hour living in San Francisco. That's still nothing. That's not enough.
They said $100,000 is low income.
Yes,
in San Francisco.
it is. Anything, I believe, under $120,000,
yeah.
You're considered low income. That tells you a lot. A lot. $120,000. 6 figures. You know these 6 figures that everybody wants someone to have, 6 figures? Low income in San Francisco. So do you think that's the reason for the crime rise lately?
So, for those of you who don't know, I was born and bred into crime. I've seen crime ever since I can remember, you know. So, I think that I get it. I definitely get it. So I don't look at it like, oh, it's a tragedy, because I was once those teens. I wasn't doing it on a mass scale, like major runouts, unless it was like, we started the Rodney King riots in San Francisco.
Right.
A bunch of young teens. You know, it was a political reason. We were frustrated, we upset, and I feel like these teens are frustrated, they upset, so they taking what they want.
But frustrated about what? They're teens, like, they still got their whole lives ahead of them. And that's mostly who's doing the runouts, is young people.
Okay, so you have the runouts. You had the robberies, you had the home invasions, you had a bipping. I think that with the exclusion of mass sale of drugs, all that's left is robbery. So that's the new hustle. You know, the credit card scams, thievery is the new hustle. Just like drugs funded the game in the 80s and 90s, in the early 2000s, thievery is funding the game in the 10s and the 20s, starting from the late 2000s. It's thievery.
So you're saying they're stealing to go and sell the product to make money instead of actually getting a job.
That's the hustle for sure.
Gotcha.
I mean, they might not sell it. They might stunt with some of it. They might sell some of it. They might, but it's an asset.
Right.
A Gucci bag is an asset. $3,000. That's $3,000 for a Gucci bag, any Gucci bag. I'm just throwing out a number. Right. I just know that $3,000. If you grab one Gucci bag, that's $3,000. Now you could rock it in the club. You could sell it for a good rack, at least quick. You go and grab 10 of them. That's 10 G's. That's a hustle.
Right. At someone else's expense, though.
Well, the high say life getting shorter and shorter in the Bay, for sure.
It is. It really is.
So, I could see that while extravagant lifestyles are being promoted every day on TV and social media, and you look into your pocket, you look into your bank account, and you see you don't have the means to support an extravagant lifestyle, and there are those who will take that opportunity to strong arm their way into an extravagant lifestyle. Because it ain't like they running into Kroger's. It ain't like they running. It ain't like they running in the Safeway.
They're not going to the Home Depot like running out hella drills and shit.
You know what I mean? No, they doing Home Depot though, because
they're Home Depot.
A lot. I was just watching some. They taking the power tools, or that's worth.
And they selling them. Power tools for like $400 or $500.
And they saying that they're taking those power tools. They're taking those, high end. It's a lot of stuff that costs a lot of stuff in Home Depot. And then you have like even contractors and stuff in like Southern California are taking stuff for their business. I can't afford this stuff. I'm going to take this stuff. I watch countless videos of people just hogging on stuff. That's why I said it ain't just one part of the country.
Right.
I saw videos all over the country with people running in and just hogging on stuff. So, now, while you say, oh, that's a travesty, I say that's a sign of the times.
Times of what?
The sign of the economic times that we are living in.
That it's
you know what I mean? The game must be funded.
Right.
Everybody ain't cut out for a job. Everybody don't want no job. And some people are willing to support their lifestyle by
stealing and robbing,
taking stuff that don't belong to them.
It just seemed like a lot of work,
and they gonna say, who gonna stop me?
Right.
If I got 10 people right here ready to run in this store, who gonna stop me? People are getting fired for trying to stop people from looting the store.
Right.
I just seen something. It was a Tempura Lunas or something like that. 2 employees tried to stop them from robbing the store, and they got fired. So then, this is why we call it the purge. You are getting more laws to prosecute less and making it easier to do these acts.
True. And
get right out. Now, what's to stop them from doing it again if they get caught, get out, slap on the wrist? Hey, I'm fine with that. I got about $35,000 worth of stuff out of this lab. It's been substantial amounts. Right. I've seen everything from $3,500 to $100,000 worth of merchandise in one run out.
Right.
In one run out. They busted an Apple ring in Chicago, $1 million worth of Apple products. They running in apples in 11 counties, taking all of the stuff that's on display, iPads, iPhones, iMacs.
You can't even do nothing with it once.
Apparently they doing something with it.
But after you get it out the store, it doesn't even work anymore because they have trackers on that shit. And they shut them down. So that's why I'm like,
but just like you could jailbreak phones, you could jailbreak that stuff. If you got somebody that cars. I mean, it's a whole underworld network that's working together to make this profitable. And the government profits off crime, even though they hate to admit it. They're going to say they're trying to stop it. But in these stores, it's like they got insurance. They not losing. They not finna lose because you running in there stealing stuff.
Now, you know what? I was just talking to my people about that. Who's a cop about the insurance thing.
All right.
And he was saying that's not true because it's going to get harder for people to get insurance. Your insurance is going to go up the more stuff happens to you. And you got to go through a lot even to get some of that stuff refunded, your money back. So yeah, they have insurance, but if it keeps happening, because a lot of these places have had it happen more than once, your insurance is going to go up. And to get insurance for a property, to sell something, that shit is expensive. It's not like insuring an apartment or a house. You know what I mean? Like,
but you thinking about major corporations though, who spend millions and billions of dollars to sell stuff. You think they finna lose just because you running in there?
They're closing some stores, so they must be losing something.
So yeah, CVS and Walgreens in the Bay Area, a lot of them are closing down just because
Whole
of all this.
Foods, Macy's.
Who's running in Whole Foods stealing organic?
You be
cabbage?
surprised, homeless people.
See, that's the difference.
People who don't, because first of all, Whole Foods is expensive, right? So we're not talking about just running into cheap places. They're running into places of luxury, expensive items that they can't afford to buy. Whole Foods is high as hell. Like they're running. They didn't close Whole Foods in San Francisco. They didn't close. They're about to close Macy's, where they have all the nice stores and Cheesecake Factory and all that. They're about to close that. Right. They're closing like the mall, Westfield Shopping Center, one of the biggest shopping malls in the goddamn Bay, in the country. They're shutting it down. Okay. You know what I mean?
So there are two different genres of crime. There is crime of necessity. There is crime of luxury.
But when is it a crime of necessity?
When it's food. when it's, you know what I mean?
Clothes can be a necessity too, but not. I mean, you don't need no goddamn $10,000 Chanel bag, like, unless you about to sell it.
You got
and flip it and get that 5 bands and go buy you some clothes for your kids.
If you got a $5,000 Louis Vuitton bag and a $2,000 Louis Vuitton wallet, and you don't have $45 to put in it, that's not a crime of necessity.
Right. That's a crime of just, I want.
Right.
I want it.
And it's not a bad thing to want those things that you are
paying for out of your own pocket.
That you are seeing on
TV,
social Instagram media, videos every day. They're promoting to make you want these things, and they know you can't afford it. So how else would you get it?
Go to work and get a job.
The job.
Well, then you better save up. People save
will
up.
Not afford you a Gucci bag.
That's not true.
McDonald's.
That's not true.
If you don't have no other bills.
Exactly. And these are young people. These aren't people our age doing this shit. It's a lot of younger people.
So say a check from McDonald's is maybe $700 to $1,000.
Damn, if you don't have no bills, you gonna get you a goddamn bag right now.
Not right now. You will not.
Yes, you can.
You will have to work at least 2 months.
Gucci ain't that expensive
to afford.
They can go get a bag for $350. Yes, they can. For $450 from the store. Now, a Louis bag or a Chanel bag, that's a totally different price. You're not getting no bag for $700. The cheapest bag that Louis Vuitton sells is $1,000. So, with that being said, you still gonna have to work 2 paychecks. But if you're a young person living at home, because I've seen young people do this when I've worked with them before, they live at home with their parents. They work. They save their checks because they don't have bills to pay. You know what I mean? Their phone bill is $100, $60, if that. You save your money, you get these things. But from what I've been told, these young people don't want to work. They think working is whack, it's not cool. So they want fast, quick money. How can I get these nice, luxurious things that I see on TV that fast? Shit, go take it from somebody.
I mean, obviously these are carried out by people who are in the game. Like I said, the game is not being funded by drugs. Usually you could sell drugs and then go buy whatever you want.
And that's not
drugs are a minimum wage job at this point. No one drug is profitable enough to fund the game. So you have to find ulterior means to go and get the stuff you want. Me, at a young age, I recognize and realize that if I just stole this stuff, I didn't have to sell drugs. I was cutting out the middleman.
Ladies and gentlemen, do not take any advice from this man, okay? Don't listen.
This is me as a 14, 15-year-old trying to get some.
I mean, we all did something. I stole when I was younger. I mean, at 15, I stopped.
I mean, for a time frame, I was really like it was boosting back then. You literally had to go in, you know, and then the credit card scam came later, and then it became different with the identity theft and swipers. Swiper no swiping for sure, which is still being done, you feel me?
Indeed.
In my younger days, I'll say, you know, I had a run of thievery.
I did too. But
yeah. So you can't just be like that. You can't just look at these young kids and be like, oh, they crazy.
No, but
they
doing
you know what I
so
mean?
much to where it's like 30 of them. Like running in the stores,
I mean, that
taking shit, knocking people over.
No,
that is what's happening.
Okay.
That is what's happening. Like, it is getting to the point.
It makes it easier when you got a lot of people. I'll do it by myself and they would be on my line. If it's 30, 40, I'm getting away for sure. Yeah. But this is what I was going to say, that in every hustle, it might not even be the hustle because they ain't too much worried about the money. It's the violence. Right. So a lot of these videos that I watch, a man died at Home Depot, an old man. Somebody just pushed him over and he died. He hit his head, he died. People are fighting back. People are getting shot. Like, it's the violence that's killing the hustle. It's the violence.
We're not going to support this hustle.
I mean, we can or not. I mean, but if whoever's selling that stuff, you know, tell me where you selling it at.
What? I mean, I would like to know too. I've been trying to figure out where the fuck they been selling this shit.
I done seen people hit dispensaries and come out with pounds on top of pounds. I'm thinking, first thing I think is, where they selling that at?
No, don't. No, but no, seriously.
It's necessary.
Is it?
And unnecessary.
Right, that's the whole thing. Like,
I'm a firm believer in this, all in how you do things.
No, there is no how you. So there's a good way to steal, and then there's a bad way to steal. Taking something that's not yours is wrong, period. Yes, I've done it.
It is.
We've all done
in that
something
case,
that didn't belong to you.
We all living in a stolen country.
Now we're about to go through history. We know that part. But
okay, so you can't build a foundation of a whole country based on thievery and then expect people not to steal.
I'm with you, but recently it has increased. And I also was told, it seems like after George Floyd, crime has increased. The rioting, the looting, the running in and outs, doing that type of stuff. Because the police, from what I was also told, we don't see these things, but I have friends who are police. And they said they get in a lot more trouble now. You know what I mean? So the police are like taking a step back, like, yeah, I don't really want to risk my job, my pension, my family's well-being if I step out of line and do something wrong. So the police are taking a step back since George Floyd. Like, they're like literally under a microscope. So with that being said, then you have the defunding of the police in some places. So now, like San Francisco, they're like, man, I ain't gotta show up to that shit. You know what I mean? I could be over here chilling, relaxing, not dealing with all that extraness and possibly getting in trouble. So the defunding of the police, definitely, you know what I'm saying? Then it goes into the court system. If they're not holding the criminals accountable, then other people are looking at that like, shit, so-and-so did what? Did what? And he only got what? So it's also that. If they're not sending them to jail for a decent amount of time for the crime, then people are like, shit, I can go steal and do whatever I want and nothing's going to happen. I'm going to get a slap on the wrist. I got all this merchandise over here that I can still possibly sell or make money off of. You know what I mean? So it's just like...
Don't get me wrong. I'm not condoning. I'm not condemning. All I'm saying is that I understand from a tax-paying citizen to a person who has been in those situations where who gonna stop me from taking this right now? And I want it. And I'm finna get it.
And this is how he gonna dress. This is what he gonna wear when he gonna do it. He gonna...
That right there, yeah.
No.
That's a common outfit. You would want to. For those who not wearing that when you go to do it, you need to do that because I see you on the thing, and they're finding out who you are.
Man, that's the thing. Like, how they run in there with no mask? I'm like, yo, y'all bold.
You just desperate.
They just
don't do it out of desperation.
No, yeah, now you get caught.
I see some organized ones, and I see some crazy ones, and I see all different kinds of runouts. I see all different kinds of shoplifting. Those who are real methodical with it, the feds is on you.
Real methodical.
Yeah, the feds is on you for sure. So, stay sharp.
So how do you think, aside from the police, what can we do about this? Is there anything we can do? Do you think we got some comments and questions.
Specifically as juveniles, they know they not doing no time. Yeah. That's why everybody try to crash out before they're 18. Mm-hmm. So, people are being tried as adults. This is what I was going back to. Okay, the crime maybe, not as substantial, but the violence that comes along with it, because if somebody's under 18, there's 5-6 of y'all, and somebody try to stop y'all, and y'all stomp them. I seen a man in the Home Depot pull a hammer out on somebody. I don't think the run out will get you that much time, but the violence that may ensue with the run out, that's what get you, washed, tried as an adult, 17 years old, you feel me? So I don't know how to escape the violence of it. If somebody try to stop you, I would say that's just a bash. You know what I mean? You gotta chalk that. You gotta chalk that. You know what I mean? So you are, even though still your juvenile record still do count though. If it runs, it definitely does. I know teens that they've waited for.
Oh, you should know.
I know teens that they waited for to turn 18 and brought up all their juvenile.
Oh, disrespect.
Brought up all their juvenile arrests. I still have to get juvenile stuff cleared for some reason when I do a federal check. Oh, this wasn't cleared. And I said, how I'm this old and it never got cleared? Like, I would still be in jail right now if we need to know. So your juvenile record unless you expunge it, it still will be accessible.
Really?
So, for sure.
For sure.
Nah. So, if you need to crash out, don't.
What the fuck does that even
Juvenile life is 15 years. They could get out and still have a life. Yeah, who want to do 15 years for a Gucci bag, though?
Man, I'm not doing a day. You hear me? Jail is not for me.
And I mean, I haven't even touched or expounded on the murders. We just talking about the thievery of it all. You know what I mean? Because in different areas, it's the violence. I'm more concerned about the violence than I am the thievery. I'm sorry. You know what I mean? Losing our young black people.
Right.
I'm more concerned about them than them running in the store. I'm sorry. I'm more concerned about them losing their life than I am about them running in stores and stealing a bunch of Gucci bags. I don't care. I don't know them Gucci people. I will buy one from them if I see them.
We get it. You like the boosters. Boosters got to eat too. They got kids too.
America has gotten so expensive, that if they were selling bread for $2 that they just ran out with, let me get that bread right quick. Let me see.
It is expensive.
America has gotten so expensive that what other choice is there?
Get a job. Some type of job.
I've had a lot of jobs.
I have too.
Jobs suck.
They do.
You ain't getting that stuff with no check to check,
So then that's the issue. So social media is the number one problem.
No.
Yes.
The economy is
but the economy is not showing you these images every day. Young people pick up their phones and scroll, and they're following their rappers, they're following movie stars, they're following people who have money, right?
Right. That's what I'm saying.
And when you look at all these people who have money, you look at all the wonderful, nice things that they have.
For sure. They is stunting in 3-4 chains. They are married down to the side.
But if they didn't have social media, they wouldn't have something right there in front of them so easily to access, to promote that and push that in their head.
Yeah.
Instagram already is just fueling all types of stuff as you just scroll. You ain't have to.
But like I said, I started off in the 90s.
Yeah, but it wasn't that bad back then, though. Now
it was that bad for me. So, this is before social media.
Yeah, but now they're shutting down businesses and people are losing jobs. And this is now affecting more than just the owners of the company. You're now affecting the people who have to go to work. They have kids. They have bills to pay. That shit don't stop because you want to run out the store and now we have nowhere to go to work.
Jones in 1979 saying a lot of stuff. She said, the stuff can be replaced and people have insurance. But also, she said, before Instagram, I could buy a hot purse. So, I'm pretty sure you could buy a hot purse right now. But
where? I have not found one.
I know a guy.
You know a guy?
I know a guy.
Of course he knows. And she said before Instagram, hold on, what did she say? They not keeping it real with they self. Fake it till you make it. See, I like how you think. Fake it till you make it. Exactly. Half of y'all on social media is faking it till you make it anyway, and that's why I be telling people everything you see on social media is not what it seems. Half of these rappers, actors, people that have all these glitters and glows and cars, that's not they shit anyway. They don't even own it. They don't own the houses they live in. They don't own the jewelry that they're wearing. They don't own those cars in the video. That's all owned by the label. That's all owned by the company. They don't even own that shit. Okay. Half of it is not even theirs. But you're pushing this agenda that I'm balling, I got no.
But you said that, right?
Right.
So then people got all that stuff and you saying they faking it till they make it. Now, on the other hand, if I'm running a store and hog on that and I get away, that's mine.
Like, it's crazy.
That's mine.
I mean,
if I get away, that's mine.
Really?
For sure.
Man, shit, me,
Look.
I wouldn't say it's yours. Finders, keepers, loser, reapers, whatever.
I bet you what. All that stuff I took.
Now you got to give it all back when your ass go to court. You got to pay.
I never did.
Restitution fees for it.
I never did. I gave it away like Robin Hood.
No,
I promise you. I wore it once or twice and I gave it away. Whoever wore my size, I was the plug. Because I wear it once or twice. You wasn't my size. You never been my size. So, but those who benefited from that, they didn't care that stuff. I took the beepers off that stuff with a lighter and had a foil bag and all. They was like, "Oh, I'm stunting.
You're horrible.
This ain't fake. This real."
You're horrible.
And then my closet was so full, my bar used to drop. I had more clothes than I ever would have worn.
I don't know anything about that life.
Well,
I mean,
like I said, that's why I said from the beginning, this is definitely a hustle. Now, people looking at it like it's some kind of crazy.
You really think it's a hustle? You really think
it's for sure a hustle? I know boosters that's balling. I know sliders that's balling.
I did too. And
I know people that's balling because they be them retired. It's more beneficial than the drug game in some instances for some people. You know what I mean? And it's definitely less violent. Because if somebody try to stop you from stealing, you probably say, all right, I'll just leave it now and get away. But if somebody try to stop you from selling drugs, it'd be a shootout.
So, in other words, it's not that serious until someone gets shot.
For sure.
No!
It's all a game till them things come out, my guy.
Man, it has to be, there has to be a breaking point. Like, I really just don't understand how this is now like the new thing. And like you said, it could be a hustle. It could be. We have no idea. I don't know any of these kids who do these runouts.
Well, I mean, so it ain't just runouts. It's definitely home invasions.
It's everything.
Bipping.
You pull up to the gas station.
It's definitely armed robbery. It's just thievery.
Right.
Like, across the board thievery. However I got to get it, you got it, I want it. It's more than I got right now. Let me get that. Because I'm a hog. I mean, that's how it is. Now, on the flip side, don't come trying to take none of my stuff. I'm a trip. For sure. Man, you better go on somewhere else with all that.
Exactly.
You feel me?
So that doesn't bother you until it hit home.
Yes. Now, somebody, you know what I mean? So, if you keep it to, that's just even like when people was on drugs back in the day. Don't go steal from your family members. Take your goofy ass out there and rob somebody like you somebody else. Don't come in the house and steal from your family. Like, what part of the game is that?
Steal from the neighbor.
So, we finna wrap this up.
I think
the purge. It's not a problem of just utter lawlessness. It's definitely a crime of economy, and I'm gonna leave it at that.
I agree.
And it's funding the game.
When you go live on TikTok, you go live on TikTok too. That's right.
We finna cover all these platforms. Just keep tuning in, y'all.
We about to be on TikTok.
Stick with us, support us. Go on YouTube, subscribe, like, watch, comment. I'm answering comments. Comment on this. We growing. We starting a conversation. I see my little brothers just doing. We out. You missed it, bro. Watch the YouTube. Necessary Unnecessary Podcast.